Loading snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Your Lotus Snacks anime admins are here once again to spoil ReZero episodes 12 through 14 that we just recently watched. Three great episodes. We got a lot of information. We met a lot of new characters, and that's where I want to start at. I want to start with all the new characters that we met. So we've just got into the arc that's starting off the royal selection to decide who's going to be the next king of the kingdom. New prophecies come down. They got to see who's going to sit on the throne. So everybody's headed to the castle to do whatever they have to do.
Not king.
Priestess, right?
They're the dragon's daughter, which we haven't
dragon
found
something.
out what that is. The king is a different story. There's still going to be
Okay.
a ruler.
I thought they said it was like a priestess kind of thing.
Yeah, that is correct. It is
Okay.
a priestess, but they have to be chosen by the dragon stone to be the dragon's daughter, and they're all fighting for that position,
Okay.
which will entail make them the ruler. Yeah.
Okay. So we're having this selection to see who's going to be the dragon's daughter. So everybody's coming to the castle. We got to meet all the participants in it. We got to officially kind of meet the Imperial Knights and kind of focus on a couple of the important ones there. We got Subaru doing what Subaru does, which is, in my opinion, in these 3 episodes, for the first time for me, kind of being a nuisance. Like just going way overboard, doing way too much when only thing Amelia kept asking was just sit down and heal. That's all. You always go too far. You always do too much. After everything we just went through, just relax. Me and Roswell can go to the capital and take care of whatever business that we need to handle. You don't have to be there for that. It doesn't have to be there. Did y'all get that impression? Like, was he being annoying to y'all with these episodies?
Yes, he was being
Roswell?
annoying. He was,
No,
not Roswell,
Subaru.
Subaru.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was too pushy, thinking that just because everything previously was like, okay, he kept dying. He's like, I got to do better. I can do this. I can help it. I can save people, and he did that, and that's how he got to where he is, and that's why we're here now. But he thought he could do it again, and he didn't need to, because this didn't involve him in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you agree with that, Noah?
There's nothing.
I agree with that. I also think that Amelia was being too soft to tell him, because as you see, everyone there loved him. So he could have just came anyways. When I first watched this series, I thought she was doing it because she thought he was too like himself, you know what I mean? And like he'd end up like doing what he did, like having an outburst and being unprofessional, et cetera, et cetera. But then towards the end, she thinks that she doesn't really see him as a nuisance. She thinks that he was just going to be pushing himself to try and protect her too much, and he hadn't healed yet, which was the whole goal of him even coming. So yeah, he definitely didn't need to come. He could have, like, it would have sucked to not be able to see all his homies, but he's going to see them later. She's part of the royal selection, which I just looked up. I was incorrect. It is the king. It's called the King of Dragon Kingdom. So yes, it is for the king position.
Okay.
The 42nd king.
So, while we're still on Subaru, before we leave him and how annoying he was, what did y'all think about the scene between him and Amelia when he was? I understand where he was coming from. Like, I've done so much for you. I've died so many times. I've known you. I got to know you so well throughout these time loops, but I can't say anything. But how he ended up relaying that message to her, even though he can't technically say it, he came off as a real asshole to me. Did y'all get that? Like, just we kind of was yelling at her. Yeah, like came off as a over.
It's like he was. It's almost like what happened previously when he got to the point of a breakdown in the middle of the last kind of arc that we have, where he was kind of like emotionally a wreck and was really breaking him down. And then he had that scene, the different scene with Amelia, where he was on her lap, and then he just broke down and he did it. This was the opposite, where he broke down and he got mad and he couldn't explain himself properly, because there probably was a way that he could have done that and then things would have worked out, but he was too selfish,
too emotional. I don't know, something, but
I can't think of the word, but he was too.
He just got like
unbending or something.
Yeah, he just got a lot of emotions, because from the outside looking in, you're looking at like, oh, this situation is annoying. I would do this, I would do that. But one, from a different perspective, is like, dude came to this world, and then the person who consistently saves him, he already fell in love with, right? And then when you're in life and death moments, anybody who's been in the military or anything like that will tell you, you make friends quick and you grow this like undying bond for someone. So he already was in love with her. He's died like 10 times next to her, trying to help her and trying to help himself. So I also think he was doing too much in this situation. Like I said, he could have just sat this one out. But I also think Amelia could have just told him to come. Like, there was no reason for him not to come. It wasn't anything but a conversation. So I feel like they're both dealing with emotions, but it's different because you got to think of yourself in that scenario. Like, you really love
you're right.
do everything for this girl and she's not really getting it, and you can't say you
can't express it yet.
Exploding. Like, that's just he can't be a perfect MC all the time. So I feel like it was like, it's annoying, but it's some strong character building, and we got to see where he goes here. Like this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Grow from this. So
I agree. I agree. And her asking him, like, tell me what, like, I see you trying to say something, whatever, about all these times, how well you supposedly know me, all that type of stuff. Say it. And he just, I felt bad in that moment. It's like, you can't. You have to figure a way around the curse or whatever to try your best to say it. But in that moment, he just wasn't thinking that way. He was just pissed off that he couldn't be with her. And he was also a little bit, irritating before then, always trying to be by her side, showing up to the royal selection, like, dude, just relax. You're not making it good for Amelia right now, the way you're showing your ass in front of everybody. But speaking of the royal selection, what do we think about the characters we've met? Right now, I want to hear from you, Gabby, because I know certain characters, certain storylines you've been waiting for that we finally got answers to with the royal selection. So what do you think about the candidates, at least, in the royal selection? Do you have people you like, don't like?
Yeah. I like all 4 other ones of the candidates. I think each one of the characters is pretty unique. I like, obviously, there's always color differences in coordination. One's all red, one's more pink, one's like green and more manly, and then we have Felt in the yellow. But I love the character designs. I love their knights. Obviously, Felt and Reinhard. I have been waiting to figure out what happened with these two, and this is the twist I wasn't expecting. And then just their dynamic is absolutely hilarious. Reinhard is just so blunt and straightforward. It's just like, well, how about this? No, you have to put your foot down. You can't kick me. I'm like, hello? This is the reaction you have when someone tries to kick you in the face. He's just calm as
she's
cucumber.
She's so wild, and he's just so relaxed with her, like patient with her. Like, it's okay.
Oh yeah, this happens all the time, guys. What do you mean?
What about you, Noah? What do you think about the candidates for the selection?
The candidates, all the characters were so dope. There's not much to see from them yet, except for the one that was in the red dress talking shit to Amelia, who she clearly knew before that.
I like
and
her.
Then,
She's fun.
there was, who else?
Anastasia, the one in the white, with like that Russian kind of winter hat. I kind of like her.
Krush was the green one?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. She's fun. She's also blunt.
Oh yeah.
And she has no sense of, like, I don't know, autonomy or something.
Krush might be my favorite. Out of all of them, outside of Amelia, Krush might be my favorite.
We got to learn kind of a lot about her personality, because she,
as far as all of them,
more scenes. Yeah.
Because
as you can see, like, Amelia knew her because she had a contract with her, so they had like they may not know each other, but they probably met each other at some diplomatic events before, because they set up a contract for Subaru to get killed. So
Felix,
so they had some set up for that. And then also that was interesting about that moment when she was like, you're gonna leave, and she's like, you want to become an enemy, because to me that didn't look like, oh, I'm gonna attack you, which I didn't really realize till watching this. To me that looked like, I'm trying to get you to do the right thing, when she was telling him, like, you know what I mean, once you leave here, you're an enemy.
Once you leave,
yeah. They were all trying to tell him to do the right thing. And that's why I was like, for Amelia, she could have just told Subaru to come, because Subaru's got that Naruto in him. Everybody likes him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody eventually likes him. So he's kind of like, he gets along with everybody. Like, there's no reason a commoner should have 2 knights, you know what I mean? Felix and Reinhard, one being the strongest knight, The other one he met, that girl in the red dress, she's another candidate for the king. So now you got like a third of a chance.
Oh, Priscilla, I like her knight.
To the king.
I want to learn more about him. Aldebaran or whatever his name is, the one with the helmet on.
Guy that reminds me of Inosuke.
Yeah.
He gives me Inosuke vibes.
Out of all the other knights, he has such a unique character design. Yeah. So I'm interested to learn more about him as this goes forward. Hopefully,
he's funny.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
And can we talk about the knights while we're on that for a second? Because
let's go.
I want y'all to think about every sort of nobility that exists in anime. Mm-hmm. Tell me one that's not corrupt. Like somebody's in the background trying to do some shit.
At some point,
slaves,
that weird guy in the background that went.
Right. Yeah. The king like is doing something. The one thing that's cool about ReZero, as far as we've seen so far, is all the nobility seems pretty like straightforward. They seem like they had their moments where she could call him a filthy woman and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem like there's much slavery or like or corrupt, you know what I mean, kings in the backgrounds. It all seems very straightforward. Reinhardt is straightforward and honorable. Julius was even honorable. All that stuff he did to Subaru, I think it was perfectly justified.
I was about to ask, what are our thoughts on Julius and Subaru?
I have
to agree.
Justified.
I would think it was justified. Obviously, it's a little much just because Subaru is down there and Julius is up here. But, I mean, it happened because of what Subaru did. I don't think it was wrong.
Yeah, he came in, interrupted everybody. In a very important ceremony, ran his mouth, said
and disrespected you in front of your life. You disrespect. That's not disrespecting balls on the pickup court. This is what we live our life
in front of all of his knights, dude.
Yes, and I'm the leader of these men, and you disrespecting us.
And even the girl you're here to champion, Amelia, you are making her look bad in front of everybody that she's standing in front of.
She has to apologize. You don't want to ever make the person you're representing apologize for you.
As a tenant. And I think he kind of picked that up at one point. He started to realize it when he was like, that's why I fucked with Julius, because Julius was like, Subaru, what you're doing is already disgraceful enough. You might as well end it here. He wasn't really like pushing to embarrass him. He was kind of
just said stop.
He was just sunning him a little bit. And I feel like every man's been in that position to where you've had someone come into your field and then you kind of got to be like, all right, you don't want to learn? I'm going to teach you. And it just seemed like some boy shit. It seemed perfectly.
And Subaru wouldn't stop running his mouth, so Julie said, "Come on and pull up into the arena.
Let's for a fair challenge
with swords, no real swords, just with swords. Let's just go with it and beat his ass."
Are we surprised though?
No, even Amelia knew he was in there getting his ass without even seeing the way she ran out there. Like, that boy about to get killed by Julius, and he almost did. You know.
Yep.
Oh man! All right. So as we get through these episodes, Rem starts feeling something from her sisters, a very bad presence, and we need to get back to help her. Something wrong is going on. Of course, Subaru is all in. Something bad. I got to protect Amelia. Let's go. They shoot off in a direction that they're not supposed to go. He's been warned. Even she tried to warn him, like, this is where the...
Amelia told him to stay at this point. They told him their relationship is pretty much over.
Yeah. He was devastated by that and back on his, I need to get to Amelia. This is the one time where I'm glad he went against what she said because of how it all ended with these 3 episodes, with him pulling back up to the mansion and stuff not being well. Pretty much, from what we can tell, Rem is dead. Everybody else, everybody's dead at this point. And of course, he gets into those animations on his face when he starts getting into despair, just kills it every time. And of course, we have to wait till next week to see what happens. But what did you think about those final scenes where before we all ended with him and Rem and I don't know, is manipulating her kind of to go with me, help me get there, to go save Amelia? He's always putting Amelia, it seems like, in front of Rem, and Rem's the one always there standing next to him. And even her even leaving him behind to go help with her sister. Like, nah, you got to stay here. Whatever's over there, you're not capable of taking care of it. I'm going to go take care of it myself, and left him pretty much stranded in the town. What did y'all think about that? How about you, Gabby?
Well, for one, it kind of saw it coming almost, because we were going too good and everything was going downhill. I was waiting for the one noise that you're always talking about, Noah. I was waiting. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? It's going down. And then he's slowly walking through the town, and something's up, and they're not showing things. They're not showing the ground. They're just showing kind of smoke. He's opening doors. Everything's kind of empty. But then we get these weird angled shots where, like, we're seeing the house.
Oh, when he opened that door?
Yep.
And
And he hits something.
Tanjiro's family?
And then all of a sudden, bodies everywhere. And I'm like, well, shit. As soon as we came over the mountain, I saw smoke in the distance from where the town was.
So now,
I'm like,
yeah.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
And then
Right
Rem's
before that,
weapon-
Gabby,
Yeah.
he got attacked in the woods by those.
Oh, that's
people
right.
real quick. Yeah.
They didn't get attacked. They
Yeah.
just popped up on him.
Yeah, just showed them, just whatever, just to scare them or something real quick, and then took off. We don't know who they are yet.
Mhm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Noah?
So, well, obviously when they got there, that part was funny when Subaru opened the door because it showed like this show shows trauma and suspense so well. Because Subaru opens the door, he looks, and then it's just like I said, Tanjiro's dead family type stuff. He
Mhm.
closed the door, opened it up like, did I really see that? And then he closed the door and keeps
Let's try
going.
again.
Yeah, and then he goes, and then when he gets to the mansion, basically the family where all the dogs that were cursing him is destroyed, or the village. But then he gets to the mansion, and we know it's got to be people because he saw all those knives on the ground and in Rim's back, so it looked like a fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a magical beast. And then those
Yeah.
people that surrounded him in the woods, I guess I can. They did say it. What's it called? Originally, if y'all remember, Rim asked him if he was part of the cult.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
asked him if he was a part of a witch cult.
A witch cult, yeah.
Those
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers look culty as fuck. So I'm assuming
Yes, they do.
that's the
Yeah.
cult.
I'm with you.
Really?
I'm
I
with you.
couldn't tell.
Right. And
The
as we
robes,
know-
the hoods.
yeah,
Yeah.
they look like the BKK, Black KK or something.
Something.
What's it called? As we know,
Terrible.
they got a lot of like prejudice against the witch. So if they're a cult for that witch, that's crazy because clearly the witch has got some serious powers.
Yeah.
And
Oh, definitely.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck Roswell is if that was the situation, because I feel like it would be way more destruction if Roswell was there or Amelia, because Puck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
They'll
Puck
probably
might
still
have
without
just
a
been the
fight.
maids. Yeah, because I feel like half the mansion would be destroyed because they said when Roswell and Puck fought, they had to change the maps.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
that's the case, I feel like where were they? They must have not.
Maybe
been-
they were still in the city
I was gonna say
handling
so,
stuff. Yeah.
and because Amelia and Roswell said they were going back, but they didn't say when, did they?
No,
I don't
I
think
mean
so.
they didn't show them getting there. They just showed that Rim was still there, and then she
Uh-huh.
had a feeling from her sister, and
Right.
that's when he was like, "I'm gonna go." So Amelia could be. I mean, I'm assuming she's ahead of him, but who knows? She could have stopped somewhere on the way. Roswell could have had some business. Roswell's the lord of that entire land, so he's a busy guy. So who knows?
Yeah, this show does a great job of bringing back down that desparish kind of terrifying part, giving you some up moments, something to laugh at, some drama, and then with the snap of a finger, throw you back down the well. I'm like, all right, death, murder, despair, carnage,
Yes.
everything.
Oh.
Like the way they ended that third episode after learning who the selection contestants are and learning the nights and everything we've been talking about and been through. That was a great way to end it to set us up for next week.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to. I'm pretty sure we'll learn more about the cult next week because they showed up in the woods for a quick second. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
why
say
did they leave
that too.
Subaru alone?
Yeah,
We know
maybe-
Subaru smells
Maybe
like
he's got the witch's curse.
We know he smells like the witch, but like I feel like in that scenario they should
Maybe
start
he's your
worshiping him or
favorite.
something.
or something. Yeah, but like, hey, come.
Maybe
come
he's
join us.
a
We about
pet
to
that the witch put a curse on, and then she's like, "Oh no, don't touch my pet. This one's mine."
That could be a thing
I
as
don't
well.
know.
Yeah,
I think that'd be funny.
like I've said before, with more answers, we get more questions with this show.
I can't remember
but
the part very well, but I remember the fight that's coming up.
I remember bits and pieces of
Ooh.
it too, Noah. So I'm pretty sure we get into that stuff this week.
We're gonna see a lot of Crush, a lot of her butler, who's my nigga, a lot of Subaru, a lot of Rim-chan.
Do
Oh,
we
yeah.
see a
Matter
lot
of
of
fact-
Felix?
Oh yeah, Felix is there too.
Yeah.
I love my favorite
Speaking
child.
of-
Felix is there too.
Before we get out of here, speaking of the butler, Wilhelm, Gabby, your thoughts on the butler?
I like
right
him.
now.
He reminds me of
Okay.
Santa.
I was just saying,
There's a
remember
badass Santa.
Seamus and Overlord, the butler Irons had. I love.
Oh
that.
yes,
He reminds me
Yeah.
a lot, except this
Yeah, but
guy
he seems
used
like
to
a really
talk.
cool character. I liked his little interaction that they had with Subaru.
I did too.
And he just seems like a interesting guy, and I want to learn more about him.
Oh yeah, and we will hopefully this week. We'll not, but I'm pretty sure now that he's been introduced to us, sometime in the future, we'll see what he's capable of and get to learn him a lot more. But
Sweet.
this week, everybody, you know where we'll be at Thursdays at 9:30 in the Discord for episodes 15, 16, and 17 this week. Like we said, hopefully we get to learn more about the cult, and we have to find out what happened at the mansion. You cannot leave us
Yes.
like that. We need to know what happened to Rem, and like Noah said, where is everybody else at this time? So I'm pretty sure we're going to start another rewind cycle with Subaru going forward to try to fix whatever just happened. It's just, how do we start that? Because he's still alive at this point and everybody seems to be dead. And I'm looking forward to it. So this week, everybody, we'll see you, like I said, 9:30 Thursday in the Discord for the 15, 16, and 17 of ReZero Season 1. So until then, we'll catch you later. See you in the Discord. Deuces.
Peace.
Bye.
Loading snacks.